Psalm 145:3 declares the magnificence and boundless nature of God's greatness, calling us to acknowledge His unmatched majesty. Great is the Lord and most worthy of praise reminds us that worship is not just an act but a response to who God is. His greatness demands our reverence, admiration, and gratitude. It is not dependent on our circumstances or emotions, rather, it stems from the unchanging and infinite nature of God. In every season, He remains worthy of praise, whether we are in joy, sorrow, triumph, or trial. Our praise connects us to His eternal character and aligns our hearts with His glory. The verse also emphasizes that God's greatness is beyond human comprehension. His greatness no one can fathom reminds us of our finite understanding in the face of His infinite power, wisdom, and love. We are encouraged to approach Him with humility, recognizing that no matter how much we learn or experience, we can never fully grasp the depths of His being. This mystery of God's greatness is not meant to frustrate us but to inspire awe and wonder. It invites us to trust Him, even when we cannot see the full picture, knowing that His plans and purposes are far beyond our limited perspective. Psalm 145:3 also challenges us to reflect on the greatness of God in our daily lives. From the beauty of creation to the intricacies of the human heart, from the vastness of the universe to the personal ways He shows up in our lives, His greatness is evident everywhere. As we take time to observe, remember, and celebrate His works, our hearts are filled with gratitude. This verse calls us into a life of continuous praise, reminding us that our God is not just great in power but also in love, mercy, and faithfulness. Truly, He is worthy of all our praise. When we meditate on Psalm 145:3, our hearts are stirred to worship not only for what God has done but for who He is. His greatness is not limited to the miracles we see or the blessings we receive, it transcends the tangible and reaches into the very essence of His being. He is great in holiness, unmatched in righteousness, and overflowing with steadfast love. His mercy extends to all generations, and His faithfulness endures forever. In every corner of the earth and every moment of history, God's greatness is on display. The phrase "most worthy of praise" reminds us that our worship should be wholehearted and uninhibited. It is not a duty but a delight. When we recognize God's greatness, our praise flows naturally from a heart overwhelmed by His majesty. This praise is not confined to songs or prayers but is expressed through our actions, decisions, and daily living. We glorify God when we love others, serve selflessly, and walk in obedience to His word. Moreover, the unfathomable nature of God's greatness invites us to explore and seek Him continually. Each day offers an opportunity to discover more of His character and deepen our relationship with Him. Though we may never fully comprehend Him, the pursuit itself brings us closer to His heart. It humbles us and reminds us of our dependence on Him. Psalm 145:3 is an invitation to a lifetime of discovery, worship, and awe. It encourages us to pause and reflect on the God who is not only great in His deeds but also intimate in His care for us. As we lift our voices in praise, we join all of creation in declaring the greatness of the Lord, who is indeed most worthy of our adoration and trust. As we continue to reflect on the profound truth of Psalm 145:3, we are reminded that our finite understanding cannot grasp the full extent of God's greatness, yet this very reality is what makes Him so worthy of our praise. His greatness is inexhaustible, a wellspring of awe that deepens with each revelation of His power, wisdom, and love. The more we seek Him, the more we find that there is infinitely more to discover. God's greatness is evident in creation, from the vastness of the universe to the intricate details of a single flower. Every sunrise speaks of His faithfulness, every mountain declares His majesty, and every gentle breeze whispers His tender care. Nature itself joins in a chorus of praise, pointing us toward the Creator who sustains all things by His word. His greatness is also revealed in His works throughout history. From delivering the Israelites through the parted Red Sea to raising Christ from the dead, God has shown his power to save and redeem. These acts are not just stories of the past, they are a testimony to his unchanging nature. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever, and his greatness continues to unfold in our lives. On a personal level, we experience his greatness in his ability to transform hearts, heal wounds, and bring hope to the hopeless. He meets us in our weakness and fills us with his strength. He takes our brokenness and makes it beautiful. This intimate work of God in our lives is a profound demonstration of his greatness, showing us that he is not only the God of the cosmos but also the God who cares deeply for each of his children. Ultimately, Psalm 145:3 reminds us that our lives are meant to echo the truth of his greatness. Every word, thought, and deed can become an offering of praise to the one who is most worthy. In every moment, we are invited to lift our eyes to him, to stand in awe of his unfathomable greatness, and to join the eternal song of worship that surrounds his throne. May our hearts forever proclaim, "Great is the Lord and most worthy of praise, his greatness no one can fathom." As we dwell further on the profound truth of Psalm 145:3, our hearts are compelled to deepen in reverence and gratitude for the infinite greatness of the Lord. The acknowledgement of God's unfathomable nature is not a barrier to knowing him but an invitation to endless exploration of his glory. This realization is transformative. It reshapes our understanding of worship, aligning it with the reality that praise is not contingent on circumstances but flows from recognizing the unchanging greatness of God. God's greatness is magnified in his attributes, his holiness, justice, mercy, and love. Each of these qualities is boundless and perfect. His holiness sets him apart from all creation. There is no flaw or imperfection in him. His justice ensures that he rules with righteousness, and his mercy reveals a tender heart that seeks to reconcile rather than condemn. The immeasurable love of God, demonstrated through the sacrifice of Jesus Christ, offers a tangible expression of his greatness in a way that humanity can grasp. In our daily lives, the greatness of God is our anchor. When we face trials, remembering his sovereignty gives us peace. When we feel overwhelmed by our limitations, reflecting on his omnipotence fills us with hope. He is the source of wisdom when we are confused, the giver of strength when we are weak, and the fountain of joy even in sorrow. His greatness means he is both able and willing to meet every need and fulfill every promise. Psalm 145:3 calls us to respond actively. It challenges us to live lives marked by praise, acknowledging God's greatness not only in words but in actions that reflect his glory. It inspires us to share the good news of his greatness with others, ensuring that the testimony of his deeds is passed from one generation to the next. In this way, our worship becomes a perpetual celebration of his greatness, a joyful proclamation that echoes the truth, "Great is the Lord and most worthy of praise, his greatness no one can fathom." Let this be the anthem of our lives, as we stand in awe of the God whose greatness has no end. As we meditate further on Psalm 145:3, the truth of God's unfathomable greatness invites us into a deeper relationship with him. This verse is not merely a statement, it is a call to wonder, worship, and witness. To marvel at his greatness is to step into a realm of worship where words fail, but the heart overflows. It is a reminder that our finite minds cannot grasp the infinite nature of God, yet he graciously reveals himself to us through his word, creation, and personal encounters. Every aspect of creation bears witness to God's greatness. The intricacies of the human body, the vastness of the universe, the beauty of a sunrise, and the power of the oceans, all declare his glory. These are not random occurrences but intentional displays of his majesty. When we observe the world around us with eyes of faith, we are reminded that the Creator of all is worthy of our highest praise. In our personal lives, we experience his greatness through his works and character. His greatness is seen in his faithfulness to answer prayers, his ability to bring beauty from ashes, and his unchanging love that carries us through life's storms. He is not a distant God but one who is intimately involved in the lives of his people. His greatness assures us that no problem is too big for him to solve, no heartache too deep for him to heal, and no sin too great for him to forgive. As we continue to reflect on this verse, let it stir a response within us to live lives of gratitude and surrender. Let it remind us to point others to the greatness of our God, sharing testimonies of his goodness and inviting them into the joy of knowing him. Let it compel us to seek him daily, trusting that in his presence, we will discover more of the greatness that no one can fully fathom. Truly, great is the Lord and most worthy of praise, his greatness no one can fathom. May this truth anchor our hearts and inspire our worship forever. Amen.